I want to open this video up with thanking PackAttack for allowing me to use all the footage you're going to see throughout the video. He has been so wonderfully kind to me for allowing me to do this. Me being just a lonely 19-year-old kid with hardly any money, I'm very grateful that he has allowed me to do this. He makes videos of no commentary gameplays of games. There might be some with commentary, but from what I've seen, largely it's no commentary. And if you're someone who likes big old nostalgia trips like I do, or if you just want, like a kind of a walkthrough of a game without having to listen to some YouTuber blab on about random crap, you can watch his videos. They're very, very nice. It's very simple, very direct. There's not a lot of nonsense that goes on. Very nice dude. Go check out his content. Anyway, let's get into Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite game of all time. In my childhood, the game consumed so much of my life. When I got it, my family was falling apart around me, and I could use the game as a distraction from my parents' divorce. So it's safe to say that I am a little biased when it comes to my feelings about the game. However, I want to be objective as possible when it comes to reviewing this game. I will do my best to keep my personal feelings out of it, but if I do bring up my personal feelings, because I definitely will, I will be sure to clarify that they are indeed my personal feelings. Something that I find extremely important when discussing Super Mario Galaxy's popularity and its fame among Mario fans is the story. This is not a generic Bowser kidnaps Peach game. Well, on a technical level, it is. However, the game presents this plot with a very epic and grand tone. This is not happy and bubbly like almost every other Mario game. This is not to be taken as a joke, as many people seem to laugh at Super Mario Sunshine and its sort of not great presentation at the time. It wasn't exactly what people could envision as a Mario game. Galaxy is a game that begs to be taken seriously, and it's impossible not to. It opens up exactly like Mario 64 with a letter from Princess Peach to Mario. Soon after, we see Mario make his way to Princess Peach's castle during the Star Festival. This festival occurs every 100 years as a beautiful comet passes by Mario's home planet and drops down beautiful little star bits. But it wouldn't be a Mario game without some good old-fashioned terrorism. Bowser comes in and destroys the castle grounds and surrounding town. He traps toads and crystals and blows up the homes of the toads, hence the terrorism part, and then, of course, kidnaps Peach. This isn't your average Mario game. I mean, we got terrorism this time around. That's pretty interesting. Mario attempts to reach the castle to save her, but the castle is literally lifted up into space, and Kamek shoots Mario off into the unknown depths of space. In the cosmos, where Mario dies and freezes to death. Just kidding. He lands on a tiny little planet, fucks around with some bunnies, and then meets Rosalina, who is a big fan favorite. She conveniently owns a ship called the Comet Observatory, which is actually the comet we see in the sky. That it's the one that passes by every 100 years, and it's the reason that the Star Festival exists. Mario is enlisted by her to sort of get back all the Power Stars, and in return, she takes Mario to the center of the universe to get back Princess Peach. What a good deal. It seems that they both got fucked by Bowser and his dream of making a galactic empire from the center of the universe. Star Wars? No, wait, this is Mario. So they gotta work together. It's pretty good. It's an actually kind of like believable plot. It sounds silly coming from a Mario game about jumping around in space. And from there, you're off to collect Power Stars. This is where the game's style and themes come into view. From the first level, you know that this game is epic. And sure, the intro can be epic, but Super Mario Odyssey proves that the first starting level does not determine the style or tone of the rest of the game. The first Galaxy being the hat, or the Cap Kingdom or whatever. My bad, not Galaxy. It's all black and white. It's very dull, not very colorful. And then you pop right into the Cascade Kingdom, and it's like, holy shit, colors everywhere. It's a total 180. It's pretty interesting. Galaxy largely focuses on this idea of space. It's kind of consistent the most way through. Some levels have a blue sky, kind of like Earth. Not nearly as much as the second game has blue skies, but so many of these themes give you the sense that you were just exploring the many worlds of the cosmos, and it's truly wonderful. Each level can be so radically different in design, enemies, and tropes because each galaxy can be so wildly different. Why? Because it's fucking space. The game wants to give the player the sense of exploration, just not in the same way that Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine did before it. This is the first sort of linear Mario game. Missions had to be done in a certain order, but with enough power stars you could open up several new galaxies at once and then pick them at your own pace. Super Mario Galaxy 2 ends this entirely with a world map, which just kind of kills the idea that you can do levels in a certain order. I mean, there are a couple times where you can kind of pick which level to do next, but it's much more linear than the first game, which is saying a lot. This is one of the great things about Super Mario Galaxy. There's always a clear goal, and with every star you get closer to that goal. But you can do some of those missions in whatever order you please. You can pick which galaxies you wish to tackle, sometimes. Depending on how many stars you have when entering a new dome, like the terrace or the washroom, I think they call it, or the bathroom, as it's translated, I think, in other languages. Anyway, or the kitchen, or the bedroom, or the garden, or the engine room. If you have enough stars, you can just kind of open up several at once, and that's pretty cool. These. To give a different explanation, these are sort of like a typical world in a traditional 2D Mario game. In terms of controls, Mario's movements are sleek and pretty fluid. They're not quite as snappy as other Mario games are, but I mean, that doesn't bother me much. It feels like it fits within Galaxy's moveset. It feels natural in that sense. Of course, we have all the typical 3D Mario movesets. In Super Mario Galaxy, we have the triple jump, the backflip, the ground pound, the wall jump, the weird homing ground pound, which allows you to kind of lock onto enemies within a short range, which like nobody ever talks about how awesome that is, because sometimes it's kind of a bitch to jump on top of a Goomba, so you just shake the Wii remote, hit the Z button, ground pound right on top of them without missing. Genius. Anyway, but the big thing here is the spin. This gives Mario a little extra hop by shaking the Wii remote. This can give Mario the chance to reach some new platforms or to save himself from death, which definitely happens. Mario's controls are simplistic and easy to master. Moving Mario with the nunchuck and using the A button to jump, it's super easy to understand, but it's perfect. The shaking of the Wii remote allows the player to perform a combination of jumps and tricks without taking up too many buttons. Furthermore, there's the cursor. This cursor allows you to mainly collect star bits and shoot them back at enemies, although if you have a second player, they can use a Wiimote and stun the enemies with the cursor as well as those other things. These controls work extremely well for the style of levels that Super Mario Galaxy brings to the table. Many of these levels are strictly linear in design, sorry for the burp, but some, like Honey High Galaxy, Beach Bowl Galaxy, Shiverburn Galaxy, they have big open playground areas for the player to find hidden stars or just little secrets. These add a nice amount of, quote, exploration, quote, for a game that is much more linear than its predecessors. Most big galaxies have 1 to 3 stars, with a comet or a hidden star along the way. You can also get some special stars or one-off levels from Hungry Lumas. These little guys just require some star bits. You just shoot it in their mouth and they explode into launch stars or entire galaxies, depending on where you find them, that being inside of a galaxy already or in a comet observatory. Some galaxies are much smaller and they contain only 1 star. These are usually simplistic and have like one main gimmick to them. There's like the Loop-de-Loop Galaxy or the Sling Pod Galaxy, which, if I remember right, that's the one where you can get like a shit ton of star bits. Also, if you collect 9,999 star bits, all the coconuts turn to melons. I don't know why, but that's one of those things I've never done, but it's always fascinated me. Anyway, a lot of these levels are very, very memorable. There are many levels that genuinely had me stunned as a child, and I don't think I'm alone in saying that. One of my favorite galaxies is Gold Leaf Galaxy. It's just a reversed and revamped Honey Hive, but I love that about it. It's got a whole new coat of paint. It's as if the developers couldn't get enough with this style and themes, so they just kind of kept going with it, you know? It's pretty stunning to see what a color swap or a color palette can do. Most levels just have you traveling from the start of the level to get to a star. However, some missions can kind of switch it up, you know, like the comets whose sole reason for existing is to do just that, switch up the gameplay. You can have the Cosmic Clone Comet, the Purple Coin Comet, the Daredevil Comet, the other two that I can't think the name of, the Double Time one, I don't remember the name of it, I'm sorry. In many of these levels, Mario will find a power-up to use. These are absolutely nothing like a traditional 2D Mario game power-up. Instead, these are used as sort of a tool to add a certain gimmick or mechanic to a level. Most of these power-ups are fun and interesting to use. Look, I say most because we all understand the pain of a spring power-up. We've all had bad experiences with it. Some of them are timed, like the fire flower or the ice flower. This is kind of weird. I'm kind of mixed on this because sometimes it adds a genuine, like, fun time trial to the game. Other times it's just fucking annoying because you fuck up something like 3 times and you just have to go back and get the fire flower, ice flower again, and it's kind of annoying. So personally, mixed on that a little bit, but it is overall, I would say, fun. Finally, I want to finish up by talking about some of the post-game content or some of the extra content. Firstly, there is Rosalina's storybook, which you can get in her library. This just adds some kind of optional story. You unlock more parts and more chapters as you play the game. Now, I love this story. I do. I think the music for it especially is just genuinely beautiful. It's like character depth in a Mario game. Dope. That's like unheard of before then and after. You know, it's just something totally unique to Galaxy. But that's one of those things that you just have the option of doing as the game progresses. Speaking of progression, after collecting 121 stars in the game, you might think you're done. You know, it's like Super Mario 64 had 121 stars. That's pretty cool. But then the game just drops this fucking green bombshell on your ass. You get to play the entire game again as Luigi. And no, this isn't just a simple model swap. Luigi has unique mechanics akin to his appearance in Super Mario Bros. 2, or Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels. He runs faster, but he kind of slips around like a little bitch on Fleshly Spilled Bottle of Pledge, so be wary of that. He does jump a little higher, but not quite as far. This right here, the fact that he can jump higher, actually allows him to get to spots in levels that he couldn't get to before. In other words, you can kind of skip some parts of the level. Like, I know on Toy Time Galaxy, there's a couple parts where you could just straight up skip a couple sections with the spring power-up and just go without it. Because you don't need it, because Luigi can just jump so fucking high, and it's awesome. You can also get to parts of the levels that you weren't supposed to access, but you have to be really bored, and you have to be looking for those parts in order to do that. So, I mean, you've got to be like someone like me who's just put way too much time into the game to know where those are. Anyway, some people will kind of criticize the game based off this, but, I mean, I kind of agree with it. There's nothing unique about that. But it is endgame content. It's supposed to be a bonus. But I always felt that the change in Luigi's mechanics and how he moved was just enough to justify it. Furthermore, when you talk to the male Toad, he gave you 20 mushrooms, dude. That's dope. I didn't even talk about the Toads. They're pretty cool. They're dope. Is it better or worse than Super Mario Galaxy 2's 120 green stars? I don't know. We'll save that for a different day. Hint, hint. But Super Mario Galaxy, it's a gem of a game. It's a one-of-a-kind game. In a universe, funny, of video games, and among the vast cosmos of video games, you have the brightest star that is Super Mario Galaxy. And as for my final thoughts in the game, I would personally say that it's nearly perfect. It kept me smiling through one of the darkest times of my life, and it gave me joy when I thought that there could be no more. This game amazed me since the day I got it, and it always, and still is, one of my favorite games of all time.
I want to thank you guys for watching this video. This has been probably my shortest video, actually, just looking at the audio here, the audio track. But I'm very happy that I did it. It's kind of ironic that my favorite game of all time gets my shortest amount of time. But it is a Mario game. It's a much more simplistic style of game. It's not too crazy and in-depth like Skyrim or even Terraria. I've been doing these kind of half-scripted, half-not-scripted videos since the Skyrim one, and they seem to be working out fairly well, other than me stuttering and bumbling up lines like a little bitch. I enjoy them, you know, it's fun. I do this kind of stuff for me. But if you guys want to see any specific games, tell me in the comment section below, or if not, I'll just pick games and keep talking about them. For right now, that is the plan. I plan on making videos every single Sunday, although I'm procrastinating again, and it is currently Saturday afternoon. I just got done recording the actual script, so I'm doing really good. I still have to collect the footage for the video. I'm doing really good, guys. I'm a professional YouTuber. No, I'm not. I don't get paid for this. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to check out PackAttack again, oh my god, please do. The man deserves it for letting a guy with 9 subscribers do this. The dude deserves it, honestly. This is really spectacular. So, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.